Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into Charlotte's Web Holdings, and let me tell you, their annual meeting was more exciting than watching hemp dry, which, let's be honest, isn't saying much. And before we get started, if you want to get straight insights from corporate documents, subscribe. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below. You can join it to discuss this filing and more. So, what's the big deal? Well, Charlotte's Web just held its annual shareholder meeting about a year ago, but the details revealed are always important for understanding where the company is headed and if the shareholders feel it will be a good direction. This report is called an 8K, which is something companies file to keep investors up to date on significant events. Think of it as a corporate news flash. This one is all about what happened at their annual meeting. This happened on June 12th of 25, so everything I'm sharing is technically old news. It all became public a day after that, so nothing really special happened since. First up, proposals. Shareholders got to vote on some important decisions. Almost 60 million votes were cast, which represents about 37% of all possible votes from the company's shares. That's a decent turnout. The first vote was about how many people should be on the company's board of directors. This is the group of people that basically guide the operations of the company, and they agreed to keep it at 6 people. Simple enough, like deciding how many cooks should be in the kitchen to make the best CBD-infused brownies. Almost 51 million votes were in favour, while only 7.5 million were against. Next, they had to vote on who those 6 directors would be. This is where it gets a little more interesting because it's about the specific people who will be steering the ship. Let's look at some numbers. This is where shareholders have to vote for board members, and it looks like shareholders were definitely more excited about some candidates compared to others. Almost all board members received around 10-12 million votes as a default, meaning most shareholders just voted yes on all of the proposed members so they can continue managing the company. But there's a large broker non-votes number, which means a lot of brokers, firms that hold shares for clients, didn't vote on these directors. These brokers may not have received instructions from their clients on how to vote, so they skip it. It's pretty common, especially when there isn't really a specific person people are against. Nobody is voting to not elect someone, it's just implicit. The last voting item was to hire Ernst & Young LL as the company's auditors, or the people who checked their financial statements for the year. They also approved letting the board decide how much to pay these auditors. You can be sure the board is not going to be paying a huge amount of money to the auditors. Who would do that? It seems like most shareholders were okay with it, with almost 55 million votes in favour and only about 3.8 million votes withheld. After the meeting, Charlotte's Web put out a press release to share the results with everyone, including those not at the shareholder meeting. You can find a copy of this press release attached to this report. They want it to be known to be for informational purposes only. Finally, there are some exhibits attached to the 8K. One of them is a copy of the press release we just talked about, and another is an interactive data file. Overall, this 8K tells us that Charlotte's Web had a pretty standard annual meeting. Shareholders agreed on the number of directors, elected the people who will be leading the company, and approved the auditors. There weren't any major surprises or controversies, which means it's just another day in the world of corporate governance. Now let's step back and look at what this all means for Charlotte's Web. The fact that the board of directors number stayed the same shows stability. There's no infighting over it or not enough candidates. That's good because you need people in charge to make sure there's less chaos in operations, even if it's just a symbolic role of high approval to the real operators of the company. With more than 60 Chester brokers choosing not to vote, we can estimate that whatever number of candidates they put was safe, and people either weren't paying attention or it was low on their list of things they cared about. It seems like nobody really cared, but that can also be seen as a vote of confidence since there was no real drive to change the status quo. Financially, Charlotte's Web has faced some challenges, but they're still a recognizable name in the CBD industry. The company's financials for the past few years reflect a path of transition and efforts to navigate a competitive landscape. The appointment of auditors shows that the company is taking regulatory seriously. While having your own auditor doesn't mean your information automatically is true. Big scandals like Enron do happen. It's good to confirm that you have an auditor regardless. In conclusion, this 8K filing paints a picture of a company that is stable in its governance, even though it faces uncertain waters in the overall sector. Alright, that's our decoder for Charlotte's Web's annual meeting. Did anything in this report surprise you? What are your thoughts on the direction the company is headed? Share your opinions in the comments below. If you found this analysis helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of corporate filings. Don't forget to join the Discord in the description, we can discuss there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.